to episode 9 of Scott's Quick Cash Class. Really excited to bring you this one. We're going to be talking about tax refunds. I understand that it's a little bit past tax season. Maybe we'll get a jump on next year, but there's also some things that you can do right now to prepare for that next year, and we'll go over that. So, we're bringing you 5-minute podcasts. We're not selling you anything. We're just trying to give you some information geared towards, the younger clientele, under 35, Gen Z, and the millennials, those of you who are on the little younger side. Hopefully you can use some of this information and be helpful. So let's kind of talk about tax refunds. So obviously, if you have a job, you're paying taxes, they're taking it out of your paycheck. If you've ever looked at a paycheck, and that might be a good episode to maybe go over with you guys, pull a pay stub and maybe go over the different things in there so you know how much the money the government's actually taking from you. Let me know in the comments if you think that's something to work. But getting back to taxes. So on there, you got, your federal income taxes. Every paycheck, they take some of the money out there for you. And then at the end of the year, you do your taxes, and hopefully you don't owe the government any money. If you're younger, a lot of you guys are all excited that, hey, we're getting back a refund. How big is the refund going to be? Just some interesting facts here about tax refunds. So the average refund is about $2,500 to $3,000. 55% of people who get a refund pretty much blow it on non-essentials in 3 weeks. Only about 13% of people actually save that money and either invest it or put it in savings for an emergency. 80% of people admit that they don't even use the money for anything beneficial. Basically, they just blow through the money. So a lot of people, you got to remember, that is your money that you've already paid in. Some people think that that's extra money that the government doesn't need, or that it's like a bonus that you get. That is extra money that you've paid in each and every paycheck to the government. Essentially, you gave the government too much money up front that they've been using all year long for whatever they want to. And then when you do your taxes, you're basically telling them, hey, I've given you too much. Now you have to give some back to me. So this isn't extra money or anything like that. This is your hard-earned money that you've used all year. So a couple things that I would recommend for you to do, and I got a good one for you at the end. One of the things is save money for an interest or for a emergency fund, right? 57% of Americans don't have at least $1,000 saved for an emergency. It's amazing how much $1,000 will get you out of trouble when things come. So if you don't have $1,000, I would say that needs to be the very first thing you do. Put it someplace that you're not going to spend it. Open up a completely separate bank account with a bank that you don't even bank with normally, that it's a pain in the butt to get to. Me and my wife did this when we first started our finance journey, and it was really helpful because the bank was actually on the other side of town and there wasn't numerous branches. So if we needed to go get the money, we had to make a conscious effort to go over there. So that's my little piece of advice to you. Use it and put it someplace else. Pay off high interest credit card debt. One of my previous episodes, we talked about credit card debt. Your average credit card rate is about 24%, right? So you're going to be hard pressed to find a 24% return on a regular basis. The best way to pay yourself 24%, pay off those credit cards, right? Let's get that paid down. Another thing that you can do is invest in yourself. A lot of times when people get out of high school or out of college, they quit investing in themselves and learning and growing. I highly recommend you do that because the return on that is exponential. So invest in yourself. That could be another way to help without wasting your tax return. I know maybe you don't see those instant results like you want, or that instant gratification of buying something, but trust me, if you invest in yourself, whether it's a course, whether it's getting a personal trainer for your health, whatever that is, if you invest in yourself, you'll definitely see some rewards. So let's get to some final thoughts. We're going to do question of the day. What do you feel was the smartest thing you've done with your return, and what is the dumbest thing you've done with your return? We could go into a whole different episode based on that, but we'll leave it there. So go ahead and answer that for yourself. And then tip of the day, quit giving the government an interest-free loan. So I want to challenge you guys, do a little research on your own, but figure out the last few years, if you've given the government or if you've gotten a refund from the government, go figure out what you need to do to change your withholdings so that at the end of the year, you're not giving them, or you're not getting back a huge refund. So that way you can use more of your money throughout the year to pay off, whether it be a car loan or other high debts, or just have savings because it's your money, it's not theirs. So that's my tip of the day for that. And then going back to yesterday's episode, I told you I'd give you a $100 investment that you could do. If you can either look at Robinhood is one, Acorns is another, but they do what's called roundups, or you can invest very fractional money. If you find a dividend producing stock, one of my favorite ones is Home Depot, Exxon Mobil's another good one, but they pay dividends every quarter. Whether you own the whole share or partial share, you can buy partial shares of these dividend producing companies for $100 or less. So that is my advice to you. Go ahead and you can start taking a little bit of money and putting it in there, and that will compound and you can continue to buy stocks with that money. So if you have some questions, leave a comment, give us a like, share this with other friends and family that you think could be beneficial. Appreciate you watching.